life, the bright lights, the type the crowd likes. Where you at, ballers? Ladies love me and men, they wanna be me, they pay to come see me. Where you at, ballers?
Welcome back to another episode of the NBA Shot Clock. I am J.A. Cavalier. I'm going to be joined by Junior Browne and the Shark. Free picks for the NBA here on Friday. We'll tell you who we like. We tell you why we like them. NBA free picks, no fluff. The NBA Shot Clock starts now.
Spurs at Hornets, NBA Shot Clock. Friday, January 19th, 2024. Best bet of the day. Charlotte Hornets -4, 1 unit. Let's discuss. Charlotte 8-30 on the campaign straight up. However, solid to above average at home ATS. 7-9 at home. Charlotte's getting LaMelo Ball back at home for the first time in a couple months. They got him back on the road for 3 games. It didn't go very well at all. 0-3 ATS last 3, blown out by an average of 24.3 points per game. Now they come home and are favored. Why? The Spurs are not playing top overall pick 7'6" Frenchman Victor Wembanyama. And there have been 4 isolated ball games this year. Wembanyama did not play. The Spurs are 0-4 straight up and 0-4 ATS. This is a Charlotte revenge game in recent history. Motivation will be big. Back on January 12th, Wembanyama and the Spurs hammered Charlotte in LaMelo Ball's first game back off the injured list, 135-99. However, in that game, aided by 26 from Wembanyama, the Spurs shot 52% from the field and a whopping 47% from 3. This line is all over Charlotte, suggesting a 9-point win. It's a revenge game. It's a buy low on LaMelo coming home for the first time in a couple months, and it is the top play on this Friday NBA Shot Clock. Let's dominate. Charlotte -4, 1 unit.
What's going on, y'all? Junior Browne back with my second pick on this Friday, January 19th for NBA Shot Clock. We're rolling with the Philadelphia 76ers, -5 at Orlando. The Magic have been in a downward spiral for about a month now. 15-game span, which is about a month's time. They've been 6-9, and their offense, which is one of the worst in the league, has actually been even more inept, which is why they're struggling to pick up wins. Obviously, Franz Wagner being out too. There's something I saw with Philadelphia, though, that leads me to believe they're going to go on a little bit of a run here. First of all, Joel Embiid, he's out for a long time. Comes back, looks good against Houston, but then he's in a situation where he's got to play back-to-back games against the defending champs and against his only real challenger for league MVP, Jokic. What does he do? He plays almost 40 minutes, drops 41 points, and looks like a proper league MVP. And I was looking at that team, and the Sixers team, they really wanted that win. Beating the defending champs really mattered to them. They're already one of the best teams in the league, and I think that win is going to give them an injection where they go on a little bit of a run until the rematch, which is pretty soon. It's in less than 2 weeks at Denver. Give me the Sixers, a team on an upward trajectory against an Orlando team who's, like I said, on a downward spiral, not a bet-on team at all. A team who, in their last 5 games, are averaging 98 points per game. Truly pathetic and not good enough to beat this Sixers team. We're rolling with Sixers -5. Let's cash this ticket, y'all.
The Denver Nuggets at the Boston Celtics. The Celtics here are laying 7. And I'm on the Celtics both first half and full game. Denver's 17-4 at home, but they struggle on the road. They're just 11-10. They also score 8 fewer points in road games. The Nuggets are just 7-14 against the spread in road games this season. That's 29th in the league. The only team that's worse is the everyone hates Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. As road dogs this season, Denver is 1-3 against the spread. Boston has been dominant all season long, 32-9 overall, a perfect 20-0 straight up at home this season, 13-7 against the spread at home. Get this, their average margin of victory at home on home games this season is 16 points. Give me the Celtics in the first half. Give me the Celtics full game.
Hawks at Heat, NBA Shot Clock, Friday, January 19th. A top play on the Heat. The buy hat is engaged. Miami -6, 1 unit. Miami started the campaign 3-10 ATS at home. Horrendous, if you want to call it that. 4-1-1 since. Still a buy low to get to their expected over 500 average. Miami comes into tonight's game off an obliteration on the road at Toronto. A first quarter 41-18 shooting outlier they could not overcome. And tonight's opponent, division rival Atlanta, is the polar opposite in the statistical conversation. Atlanta started hot on the road, 4-2 ATS. They're 2-12 since. Their only covers on the road in the last 2 months at Detroit, Washington, Toronto, and Houston. All 4 teams currently outside of the top 10 in their respective conferences. Atlanta's on the front end of a back-to-back. They also started 4-0 ATS on the front end of a back-to-back on the road. But again, at Detroit, Washington, Toronto, and Milwaukee on a Sunday. This is a revenge game for Atlanta. However, the line is sticking heavily on Miami. In the most recent game on December 22nd, Miami was laying 1 point at home and won by 9. Now books are saying, screw your revenge. We're going to move this up to 5.5 because we think Miami is going to dominate by 10 points or more. I agree. I'm buying it, and I advise you to do the same. Miami -6, 1 unit official.
What's going on, beautiful people? Junior Browne back with NBA Shot Clock on this Friday, January 19th, with another free pick. We're rolling with the New Orleans Pelicans, -2.5 over the Phoenix Suns. I'm getting the better team on a short line. Why do I say it's a short line? I have this game personally capped at Pelicans -4. I understand that the Phoenix Suns have been better over the last month, but as a capper, don't matter what sport you're talking about, I'm big on the quality of your wins and the quality of your losses. Who did you beat and who beat you? Now, if you go back and look at the Suns over the last month, me personally, I don't see a quality win in there. If you find one, good on you, but I don't believe they've picked up a quality win in that span. If they beat this Pelicans team, obviously that would count, but I still roll with the Pelicans here, who during the same span where the Suns have looked better, the Pelicans have been one of the best teams in the league. They have an identical record to the Suns during that same period, and they have the second biggest net rating in the NBA during that period. There's only 2 teams that have a double-digit net rating in the last month, and that's the Pelicans and the Boston Celtics. So we know what the Pelicans are. They've been consistent all season. Their home and road splits are almost identical, which tells me time and place don't matter. These boys show up, which is what I believe they're going to do tonight. Give me the Pelicans -2.5 over the Suns. Let's cash these tickets. You know what it is, y'all.
Pacers at Blazers, NBA Shot Clock, 119-24, late night special, Blazers +5, 1 unit. Blazers started the campaign 2-8 ATS at home, pedestrian at best. They are 5-3 ATS since, and this should continue upward momentum as a young group under Chauncey Billups gets into their flow in front of a raucous, competitive home fan base in the Pacific Northwest. Tonight's opponent comes into the game of a huge win against Sacramento last night. This has not been exclusive to the game last night. The Indiana Pacers are 7-1 ATS on the front end of a back-to-back. Conversely, go to night 2 of the back-to-back scenario. They are the polar opposite. 1-6 ATS. Indiana gets Pascal Siakam in the lineup for the first time as a Pacer. This might seem well and dandy, and it might look great on SportsCenter or on your fantasy roster. But very often when integrating a principal player and a personality, it takes time in the locker room and it takes time on the court to get into a flow. Portland did beat the Pacers on the road going back early season, 114-110. Portland can win this game again, and the line is telling us the story. Indiana at home was -10.5, only -2 here, really showcasing all the narratives just described. Buy this late night at 10 o'clock, and let's dominate. Portland +5, 1 unit, official.
Brooklyn at LA. The Lakers here are laying 7, and I am on the Lake Show in this one. The Nets are just an absolute disaster. They, like Charlie Browne, keep missing, and they're trying to kick that field goal. They've lost 9 of their last 10, 5 straight on the road. They're 2-14-1 against the spread their last 17 games. 5 straight road losses. Now, the Lakers aren't exactly killing it, but they have now won 2 straight, playing much better ball, and they covered in both of those games. 16-7 straight up at home. Don't overthink this one. The Nets are garbage on the road. The Lakers cover the touchdown in this spot. Give me the Lakers minus the 7. Now, if you like this content and you want more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on this video. We'll be here every week, Monday through Friday. Free picks, no fluff. Until Monday, remember, bet with your head, not over it.